Let me read this. YouTube. Okay. Yes, I'm live. I had to see. Okay. Shalom, shalom, Sister Deborah, prophetess in the wilderness. And you know what? That's all right with me. Coming again on this Deborah platform with another message. I will say this is a lovely early morning Sabbath day in which the Most High, Ahaya has made, and I, Sister Deborah, shall and I will rest therein. I'm looking at this here because I got a little, a few um, new things here on YouTube, and I might have hit the wrong button. Um, I don't know. That's what it looks like, but it might not. But it is what it is. But I'm going to press on. I'm coming today with a short message this Sabbath day in which the Most High, Ahaya has made. And I'm going to cover this uh, because in when I was taking a bath this morning, um, this came to me and it rests within my spirit. So I said, okay, I'm gonna go live and I'm going to speak uh, about it and regarding it. It's a puzzle that's fully completed, you guys. When you come to really know the Most High in spirit and truth and in the light, you realize that, wait a minute, the puzzle is completed. It's really about if you could look at the puzzle and see that it really doesn't need any other pieces, that there's nothing missing. It's all together. And the power of who the Father is have orchestrated it to be so. So we give him the glory and the honor from completing his will, his way, not your way, not Sister Deborah's way, not anyone else's way, but the way of the Most High, Ahia. He has completed his puzzle, his will. But to me, when I'm looking at it, it's like a puzzle. And as a prophetess in the wilderness, I see it as a puzzle that is completed. Especially when he speak to me and it's like rooted in my spirit, it is over, it is finished. And to me, that's also saying the same thing as a completed will of the Father, a completed puzzle. Everything is finished. A lot of people are waiting and trying to behold and listen to things that's going to make them feel good in this day and time, in the time to come. And they're looking for all the wrong things. If you are not fulfilled, as I speak today, then I don't know where you're at as far as in the Most High. I think being so as a prophetess, seeing the puzzle completed, that's why the Spirit of the Most High is at all times saying to me, Deborah, this need be, or he would say, okay, it's okay. It's okay, Deborah. It is okay. It's finished. It is finished. These things I hear in my spirit from the Most High God. So I, Sister Deborah, will say that the puzzle is completed from the standpoint of me being in the wilderness and learning from that level and from that direction from the Most High Yah. Uh, and I will say that His will is fully done. A lot of things we are chasing, trying to chase things to be the way we want it to be. So that's why I think a lot of people don't know who they are, don't know if they're going or coming, but they want to claim they are there. They are right there. They are right in the center of where the Most High Ahaya is. But it's not about how your flesh feel about things and where your flesh say you are, and where your flesh want to think you are, or the way your flesh want to act that it is. It's where you really at in the will of the Father in this day and time. And if you don't have that assurance that the Holy Spirit is leading and guiding you as the light, and you understand that which is spirit and truth, then therefore, if you are not in that type of category, you in the category of being born of the flesh. And a lot of people really don't understand the difference of being born of the spirit and being born of the flesh. Now we do know that every man is born and is of the flesh. They're born and they come to the out of their mother's womb in the in the how would I say, in the body of the flesh. But when it said born of the flesh or born of the spirit, those are two different. They're speaking of your spirit man, your spirit man. See, everyone has a spirit. That's the image of Yah that He has given us. Okay, everyone has the breath of life, which was breathed in us, and by breathing it into our flesh, it gave us a spirit. And this is why we're moving about, and we have the energy, the breath, and the movement, the everything we have, it comes from the breath of life. Even the spirit, once the breath of life was blown in you, you gain a spirit, okay, from the Most High Yah. Okay, so once you have that spirit, every man born with that light is called the spirit, the image of Yah. Yah is a spirit, and He gave each and every man and woman, just say male and female, a spirit once they're born of the flesh. He gives you a spirit. How do He give it? Through the breath of life, and you become a living spirit in a living fleshly body. Okay. So what happens after you enter into the world? You must understand the Father have you already listed if you're going to live according to the flesh in your spirit, or are you going to live according to the spirit in your spirit? See, He's not talking about the flesh. That's why a lot of you all trying to capture your belief and your religion and your faith and your righteousness and your how would I say it? Righteous faith, fear, and your fear, everything. Everybody trying to capture their wisdom. They trying to capture their knowledge. They're trying to capture their understanding in their flesh. But what they don't understand, this thing is between flesh and blood and spirit. Now, listen to what I'm saying. Flesh and blood and spirit. This thing is really is about the two. You don't, what he say? You don't fight. What he say? This the war is not against flesh and blood, but flesh and blood is a part of the choice in which way you're going to spend your eternal life, and you're gonna use the spirit that's in you. So all of us been given a light, which is the image of the Father through His breath. Now, with that light that He has given us in the Gospel of John, chapter 1, verse 5, He said, He given the light, and the light shineth, but the darkness comprehended not. That means the flesh of a man and a woman, a male and female, refuse to comprehend the light that is in them. See, that light was given them through the breath of life. And as He breathed the breath of life, the spirit was breathed, was blown into you, and you become now a living flesh that has a spirit. Okay. And that spirit has the image of Yah. What is the image? A lookalike, which is a lookalike of the Father's image. So what happens? Once you are born and the breath of life is blown in you and you receive your spirit, you're going to live one way in that spirit. You're going to live in the spirit to spirit, or you're going to live with your spirit and let the flesh have dominion over your spirit. So when your flesh have dominion over your spirit, that means you are born of the flesh. That means The flesh have took on your born life and took over it, and you have lived out of your flesh. You have taken your spirit in the realm of your flesh and lived out your flesh. Okay. But when you are born with that spirit, and your spirit is someone is, mm, I don't see why they don't get what I asked them. I mean, they texted me, but I don't want to even answer. So if the flesh, if once you are born, you have a spirit. Now, if you are led in the spirit, then you are. So, oh, that's my son. So what I'm saying is when you are born of the spirit, and he said, he that is born of the spirit is spirit. Because when you come down here, if your spirit has gotten your flesh under the subjection due to the spirit of Yah, then you are born of the spirit, meaning the born of Yah. So when you are born of the flesh, you are born of Satan. That means your destiny is automatically 100% destined to either lake of fire. And see, this is what people don't understand. So you can take this Bible, and I don't care, you can have every priest, every bishop, every apostle, every prophet, every pastor, every teacher, and every minister come on one accord in this book, and still you can follow every last one of them from the level of this book and the level of the way they teach it. When it's all said and done, your destiny can still and will be the lake of fire, eternal fire. See, because why? Because you're following the flesh of everything on the earth, and you haven't given your spirit to the most high, a most high, a higher haven't given his spirit unto you. He is not living in your spirit. That's where you know that you are born of the spirit. What I'm seeing today, everybody is calling themselves saved. They're calling themselves, oh, I have the Ruach HaKodesh, I have the Holy Spirit. People, billions of people are claiming to have that. That's why it is needed to separate the narrow gate from the broad gate, the lake of fire from the eternal heaven. You see, righteous from unrighteous. You see, just from unjust. Separating things, because in the truth of the matter, there is a large, how would I say it, brick wall between the two. Oh, yes, it is. Because today I can truly say that I know for a fact that I'm not going to end up in the lake of fire. I know I'm not going to end up in the lake of fire. You know why? The spirit of the Most High been dealing with me since I was a little baby, 4 years old. And here I am, 62 years old. And he's still dealing with me at the same measurement. It's not about my hair. It's not about my dress. It's not about my walk. It's not about what I eat. It's not about all these things that has to do with the flesh and the flesh itself. But it's about the things of the spirit. You see, I'm not in the midnight hour teaching people to turn to Sister Deborah and the ways of my flesh, the wisdom of my flesh, the knowledge of my flesh, the understanding of my flesh. Hey, see me. I'm the one. Come to me, join me, like me, praise me. I'm the sister what Deb would tell you. I'm a prophetess in the wilderness. And you know what? That is all right with me. And you know what? I'm not about what the flesh of man is about. I'm about what the spirit of the Most High is about. You see what I'm saying? So I therefore have to serve him 24/24, meaning if I'm going to get on the devil platform and know that it's the devil platform and say that it is the devil platform, but yet give him all praise and all glory and all honor, tell me who I serve. The one thing that bothered this sister as being a living prophet, not a dead one of the main things, no, it's two things that bothers me, is that they have not behold and they reject 24/24 the power of my Father. And it just burns me to just behold the fact that, do they know what this power is going getting ready to do to them? Do they understand this power is going what it's going to do to them? No, they don't, because they are distanced. They are born of the flesh. That's why there's no fear there, because he haven't given them the spirit of fear as a spirit to fear him. See, that's a brand too. So we can't, a lot of things you all people are picking up and claiming they have, guess what? They can't have it, because it has to be given to them from the spirit of the Father's right hand. It can't just be given because from their mouths, from the way they want to act, the way they want to dress. A lot of you all don't know the way people are conducting themselves in different kind of orders as a cult, or as a way of saying, I got it, I'm this, or I belong to this, I belong to UCA, or whatever, all these different camps. That's all in the flesh. That's to throw people off from what is the true prophets, the true servants of the Most High Yah, the true leaders that represents the spirit of the Father. See, that throws them off. That throws people from them, and they go where the multitude is at, where they see all the likes and all the praise. And they begin to, and the sad part is about it, they begin to support them. They begin to support them highly. They begin to honor them and praise them. And I'm like saying, okay, Father, here you are on this end, and they claiming they are part of you, but yet their whole action of their flesh and their minds and the way they are conducting themselves shows that they believe more so in the flesh. So they are born of the flesh, and the only one going to separate them from the spirit realm is the Most High Yah. But he sent his servants down here to say unto you all, you can fake it until you think you can make it. It doesn't matter. Why? Because it doesn't matter to Sister Deborah. It doesn't matter to Yah. He said, I got you in the book I have assigned you to. So fake it until you think you can make it. Because that's what most people are doing. I want to cover something that was given to me in the water, because these kids, these kids. I want to cover something in Isaiah chapter 3. Um, okay, I'm back. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Um, I had to clear that up. I want to go over this message this morning, and I'm not going to hold you long. And we're going to come from Isaiah chapter 3. And I want to show you that we are playing a dangerous game in our flesh. And some people, let me say 99.9, don't have no problem with that. They feel that they're going to cross the bridge when they get to it. or they think that they're going to get a ticket to cross the bridge. They don't understand that this thing is bigger than them. They think they are and was and is the bigger picture, because they feel that they can speak with their loud mouth and they can lead, because if long as they can get two or three on their left and on their right, they good to go. But what they don't understand, everything that the Father built up, He will tear down. It's nothing. I'm sorry. It's so many people calling me you all. It is off the chain. And it's just a strange. It waited good till I go live. And then here are all the calls coming in. I left text after text telling everybody what's what. But then I have an issue with that. I have a serious issue. If someone asks you to do something, if I have kids and they are adults now, if mommy asks them to do something and she asked them in a way, if it's possible, if not, let me know. I could, find another way. And they come back and ask the same questions that I just asked them. I have an issue with that. Either you're going to do what I asked you to do, or you're going to have to stand down. And they constantly calling. What are you calling? I don't want to know about anything but nay or yay. Anything in between, I don't want to hear it. Okay. Okay, so what I'm saying is that's them. Just I don't know you all. I don't know if you all can hear it or see the message. And they texting me, they calling me, and I'm like, why is all that? And I done told them I'm going live. But what is it that you need to know? I know it's not nothing. Nothing serious or something that has happened, because it's a feeling that I get as a mother. It's a feeling down in me to tell me, okay, something has happened. And I get that. I don't, it's just, let's get back into this. We're coming from Isaiah, not Isaiah, Isaiah, Isaiah chapter 3. Isaiah chapter 3. And we're going to, no, 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 no. Where we're going to come from. We're going to first go to Isaiah chapter 2. And in here, it's going to cover the mindsets of where Judah and Jerusalem, which is Israel, really at mentally, where their mindset is at. And this is going to show you that this thing called awakening, there's no such thing. There's no such thing. And because they have awakening to ways of how they can make money and how they can do the things that they're doing to mislead, deceive, gain, especially wealth. I think about Black Lives Matter, and they said how all that money they made. I don't know if it's true or not. I heard hundreds of millions of dollars Black Lives Matter organization has made that type of money around the world, and the money never went to the Black communities. The money never went to building Black housing or after school programs or anything toward the Blacks. It is amazing. That's how the Gentiles and the heathens worked ever since we've been here. They'll use you on front street, but then they'll gain everything they can from using you, and they'll take the wealth and leave the debris there. So the two or three Black women, that I think it was three. It started off with three, but I think it ended up being two, that they put on the front line to represent Black Lives Matter. One got 10 million, and I think the other one, I don't know how much the other one received, but I tell you this, none of it went to the lives of Black people. And honestly, when we tell y'all something, this is why. So listen to what I'm going to say, y'all. In Deuteronomy 28 end game, where he said, until they are destroyed, verse after verse after verse, until they are destroyed, because the Black Lives Matter, guess what? The black people are so gone. They running for reparation. Guess what? The first tower they can knock down, which they can really knock down. I'm not saying gain a whole lot or a lot out of it, period. But the first tower they can knock down is the Black Lives Matter. Black leaders could at any time could go into there and sue for every penny that the Black Lives Matter gained. But because those that could sue and those that call themselves on representing black people, and they say they black, and all these attorneys and stuff, they're really on the side of the heathens. Because at any time you are, the first tower that so-called what they want to call black people could have knocked down in this whole world was Black Lives Matter. They could have sued and taken every penny back into their community. Black people called Tribe of Judah and Israel is gone. They're gone mentally because that should have been their first standards, is to bring that organization down. And they still run around here killing each other. They run around here hating on each other and trying to gain the wealth from out of their black communities to make organizations for their groups and their organizations, you know. And it's amazing how they don't see that all these different cult leaders, Geno Genies, Pastor Dials, and all these Negro organizations have never supported anything that had to do with blacks in America. And the black people can't see it. Just like the whole world, especially the United States, can't see, the people who are in the United States can't see that they are poisoning their water, their food. They're taking everything from them and they can't see nothing until all of it is gone. And then they're going to say, where is our, we want to fight. It's too late. It's gone. They got you right where they want you with nothing. So as I see Deuteronomy 28 end game, I see it. Sister Deborah used to say, well, they gone 80%, oh, they gone 75%. I can say today in the year 2023, the tribe of Judah and the house of Israel here in the United States is gone until they are destroyed, until they are destroyed, until they are destroyed. If I'm not mistaken, it's 6 or 7 times the end game of Deuteronomy 28 is that they are destroyed mentally. I mean, where they don't have no sense to think of anything spiritual, anything righteous, anything balanced, or anything. All they think is darkness. All they portray is darkness. They can't see anything. They're gone mentally. And when I say that, I want you all to understand the ones that y'all will allow to go mental will be the men. Will be the men. Whether you accept it or not, it's not about what you agree with or what you on point with Sister Deborah. It doesn't matter. It's finished in Yah. So what do you think? You think it matter in you? It doesn't. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's over. It's finished. So this is why you see all these different camp leaders in these camps making all this money and have wealth. And you all hollering, we the people, they did it, they did it. But wait a minute, what about all these, your own tribe, Judah, making all kind of wealth, benefiting off of all kind of things that doesn't have anything to do with your father, but they are making wealth, portraying they are representing your father. And guess what? They gone. That's why they don't say anything, because they gone. When you can't, when you see a country that's saying Black Lives Matter and all the funds and money that they're inheriting from that, where is it? Where it's not, it doesn't matter what they make it. It's not affecting the black people because it's not given to them. It's given to the whites that put that logo up there and using it to make money because of who you are. And then here you got these black men sitting here hating on black women. These black men not taking care of their children, their household, running around here talking about they want wives. That's the days of Noah. That's the minds, he said, that they continue evil and wicked thoughts and doings continually is the reason why he ended the back in the days of Noah. They don't see that. They don't see why Yeshua pulled up and said the same thing. It's going to be like the days of Noah. What's the deal with the days of Noah, Yeshua? I want them, Deborah, to understand how the Father going to destroy them, but I want them to understand what was the starter, what was the start game of Yah wanting to destroy them, for what reason. Oh, it's there. And then Yeshua turned around and said, marrying and giving in marriage. What is that? That's the men were multiplying and daughters were born into them. And when you saw the angels, the sons of Yah, taking the daughters, and many as they please, why? They wasn't getting them free. It was the men selling their daughters off to other men, because the men that was wanting to have as many as they please, they saw what the men were doing. The wicked, evil men that was birthing them was doing. So they got detached to what they were doing and decided to take on the same wickedness that they saw them doing. You get what I'm saying? So what does that say? The tribe of Judah has been getting away with everything that has to do with their nation. And they've gotten away with it for so long that the people are so far from any truth, believing that our people, they doing this, they bothering us, they doing this, they doing that. Baby, the main one has done something to you is your own tribe. And why you say that, Sister Debbie? Because the Father told you. You didn't want to hear what he said. He told you, your forefathers. The issue to why you are here is because of men. He called it your forefathers. And you know what else I caught? Let me tell y'all what I caught the other day. I said this about 6 months, in between 4 to 6 months. It's coming where, and it's here already, but it's going to be overwhelmed this year. The year 2023, it's going to be overwhelmed with denying anything in this book. They going to deny this book up and down and down and up. Last night, they already denied the whole the whole New Testament again. Pastor Dow denied the whole New Testament. It ain't what it's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? Whenever you are able to say now that this Old Testament, the New Testament is something else, and the Old Testament is really the thing, because he wants to reach way back in the sin of the Old Testament. That's why. If I can get and do what David, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, I don't have to worry about the New Testament. I can just say that ain't real. That ain't true. That ain't no good. Ain't nothing in there righteous. Ain't nothing in there worth really focusing on, because that's the New Testament. We fall in Torah. And that's why a lot of people like to go to Torah, because that's where they can drown you in the lake. They can drown you in the lake in Torah. Oh, yes, they can. And that's how they have won many things over in this newfound Hebrew Israelite movement cult. Is they want you to be locked in on Torah, so you won't understand what the whole purpose of Messiah was when he come. So when they so ignorant, they want to tell you how the New Testament ain't what it's supposed to be, and you can't take it at face value. But guess who came in on the New Testament? The Messiah. The Messiah came running in, riding in. So if you're going to say anything about the New Testament, then you're doing away with the Messiah. They don't have no problem doing away with that, if it can allow them to live the way of the Old Testament and get away with the sins. I said an example. You see how the Father gave them a deal. He said, okay, when you sin, this is what I need you to do. Sacrifice. Sacrifice this, burn this and burn that. They didn't even have, They were sinning every day throughout the day, burning and burning, using burning sacrifice for their sin. That didn't help. So they don't want you to really lean toward the New Testament. They want you to rest in that Old Testament so they can get away with everything. See, the sin of the old, that's what they want to be able to do, which is polygamy. And they don't understand you can ride all up in the old as long as you want. When you finish, you got to understand you only mimicking men that was sinful. Yeshua was the only one that wasn't. So you can do away with whatever you want to do away with. It's over. It's finished. The people can continue to follow stupidity all the days of their lives. It's over. If you are following these type of people, guess what? It is over for you. So jump on their horses with them and ride into the sunset because it's over for you, said the prophetess in the wilderness. So you follow those people and just jump on the horse with them and ride into the sunset because it's over for you. It's nothing you can say. It's nothing you can do. It's nothing. It's nothing you can do. Now listen to this. In Isaiah, we have Isaiah chapter 2. Let's start with chapter 2. In Isaiah chapter 2, verses 1. Isaiah chapter 2, verses 1. And it said, the word of Isaiah, the son of Amos, saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem. This is what the prophet saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem. What is he talking about? He's talking like Ezekiel and Jeremiah, telling them the warnings, even of being in captivities and the things that Yah is about to do. Now, when you get over to Isaiah, this is Isaiah warning what he saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem. So when you get over into Isaiah chapter 3 and you go to verse 8, Isaiah chapter 3, verse 8, and it reads, Jerusalem is ruined and Judah is fallen. Now, see, this is why I say that you can follow all and everybody you want. You're already destined. You're already destined before the foundation of the world. So you can follow whomever you desire because it's finished. Heavens is finished. It ain't coming to bring you a great white hope or another prophet. No, he ain't coming bringing you another prophet to warn you this. No, he ain't sending you nothing else. Okay, you got what you gonna get. And if you don't trust in the Most High Yah, in who He is and how He come and abide in you, then you just go for what you can see you want to belong to. Because everybody wants to be counted in, but they want to be counted in to the wrong resource or the wrong ones. They don't understand. You don't want to be counted in to people who are running around here making money off of deceiving you at the heights. People are building their heavens right here on earth and telling you if you ain't building your heavens like we are, and you ain't getting ready, and you ain't getting all the guns, and if you ain't doing did like we doing it, you gonna be left out. You gonna be killed. You gonna be this. So let's hear what the Father is giving his prophets to say based on what they have seen. Okay, and it says Isaiah concerning Judah and Jerusalem. That was in Isaiah chapter 2, verse 1. This is what he saw concerning. Now watch this here. In Isaiah chapter 3, verse 8, it reads, and Jerusalem is ruined, and Judah has fallen. Who else did he say had fallen, y'all? Babylon has fallen. You can go into Revelation 18 and see it saying the same thing about Judah. So what's going on? What is going on? What is actually taking place? Where Isaiah chapter 3, verse 8, Jerusalem is ruined and Judah is fallen. So when you go to Revelation 18, he said the same thing about Babylon. Babylon is fallen. So what is it? What is being said about Judah is fallen? Because the men of Judah, you guys, is not who you think they are, and they taking you all down the dark tunnel with them, and they don't have no problem because they get where you know that they don't have any problem is. Okay, Father, I see what you're saying. What he's saying is, he's saying to let you all know that they are not even matching Deuteronomy 28, but yet they teaching it to you. They teaching you Deuteronomy 28, half cocked, but not, their life is not matching Deuteronomy 28. I told them that they're not going to have. Watch this here. I'm giving y'all what the Spirit is speaking to my spirit right now. He said, I told them what they're not going to have. But if they end up having and are prospering in that manner, it's because they have already been judged and sold out. You get what I'm saying? So they don't understand that. So when Sister Deborah said reprobated mind and strong delusion, juice have been poured out upon them, it's real. It is real. Because see, you first have to look and you say, Deuteronomy is what they call what? The Torah. So in the end of the Torah was a chapter called Deuteronomy 28. And in it gives us feedback on where we are at now. And where we are at now says how we are to live, how things are going to go, and how it's going to be until what? You're going to come in curse and you're going to leave out curse. So what is going on when you see these different cult groups and leaders having all they desire? You see what I'm saying? And some. You got these tribe of Judah. They're building their empire right on earth. They're building their heaven right here on earth. They're building wealth, I mean, in millions right here on the earth. So how does that sound? Said the Most High Yah. Does that match Deuteronomy 28, which is a part of their Torah? Does it match it? No, it don't. So why isn't it that the tribe of Judah is not matching Deuteronomy 28, which is the Torah? Because he says they are the sold out ones that have sold out so they can have all the pleasures of Satan. Let them have all their wives. Let them have their heavens on earth. Let them build their towers. Let them have their land. Let them have all of that. Because I said to the Father, how is it that you got, it's going to be like also the days of Lot, they're going to be planting. Who wouldn't be planting? He said, I'm talking to the ones that are telling you all how to plant and how to have what you don't have, because they have. They have it because I have turned them over to the one that they serve. Praise the mighty Yah. Praise the mighty Yah. So what happens? He has turned them over. So this is why you see ICICU with millions. You see GOCC with millions. You see Pastor Dow building like heavens is on earth, collecting so many weapons like the war is in his hand. And I'm going to tell y'all something else. Let me say this. What he's saying, the reason why they have override Deuteronomy 28 is because he has suffered them to have strong delusions and to walk in the ways that they are already listed in the books. You see, so when you see these things happening, He said curse coming in and curse going out. You go back to Deuteronomy, which is what? Their Torah, that says the whole overall of what it should be like in this day. If they are not living out this day the way it's said, to the point where they are overriding everything that it has said, is because they are sold out. They are not going to be the one that's come out of here, y'all. They are not going to be the one that make it to the promised land. This is their land. This is their promised land. This is the land in which they have inherited. And judgment is the lake of fire. See, that's what people don't put things together and see it in the spiritual realm, in the spiritual way of listening to the Ruach teach you, because they so used to listening to these loudmouth men. Y'all said, let them have all that they want to have. I already, the Messiah pulled up and told you the same thing. What's wrong with marrying and giving in marriage? Why did Messiah connect marriage and giving in marriage to Noah and the ark? Why? What was that? Why was he connecting planting? It would be like the days of Lot. They're going to be planting. They're going to be building, selling. What is he talking about? You see? See, y'all never thought to think, wait a minute. If it's going to be in this day, like the days of Noah and Lot, what is he saying? They're going to be doing the same things for the same reason why it ended. And those ways are not good. They're the highest level of evil and wicked. But Father, marriage and giving in marriage. Didn't you see a man leave his wife, his mother and his father, and cleave to his wife? He said, it's not the same. This is totally different. Giving, Deborah. Giving. Women are going to be giving to the sick men. You see, he knows what he said, because he backed that same thing up in Isaiah, not in Isaiah, in the days of Noah and the days of Lot. He connected them to the days of Noah in the old. He connected them. The Messiah connected them, letting you know what type of mindset the men would have. All you have to do is go to Genesis chapter 1. Genesis chapter 6. Genesis chapter 6, verse 1. It tells you. That's the full story right there. And when you get the full story right there and let the Holy Spirit reveal it to you, it'll blow your mind. It's just like, okay, let me give you another example. It's just like Job. Remember Job? He had 7 sons and 3 daughters, and every son had their day. And what would they do? They would feast. That means party, 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 feast, and drink. But who would come? The 3 daughters, the 3 sisters. Every 7 son had their day. They party hardy, 24, 24, 24. And what did Job say? Oh, my children might have sinned. No, Job, your children have sinned and you knew it. That's why you were sacrificing animals in hope that the Father will not allow them to have to suffer for what they were doing. You see what I'm saying? So Job knew that they were doing something. What did he do? He didn't wipe the 7 sons out, or he didn't wipe the 3 daughters. He wiped them all out. Why? Because y'all knew what they were doing, y'all. See, we can sit here and play like we in Dumb City, but y'all knew what they were doing. All you have to do is read it, and let the Ruach reveal exactly what was taking place, or what was going on in that day. Same thing with what was taking place the day of Noah, or when he said why he was ending the world. It starts with Genesis chapter 6 and verse 1. That's your answer. So, but see what they want to do, because it's talking about men, they don't want you to see that. They don't want you to know about that. And furthermore, this whole book, by the end of this year, is going to be done away with. Meaning, not out of you and I heart, but out of all the Hebrew Israelites movements that has made wealth and money and feel that in order for them to continue the lie, they have to do away with this. So I told you all about 6 months ago, in between 4 to 6 months ago, they're going to do away with the New Testament. Because see, they got to hide the New Testament. Why? If you had to, if you're going to hide the New Testament, you're going to have to admit and own that in own the fact that you all have told women to keep quiet, because that was said in the New by Paul. So if you're getting rid of Paul, it's a lot of things you got to stand on your pulpit and do away with. But see, they ain't gonna do that. They're gonna still hold on to that. You see, they're gonna still hold on to the fact that Paul said a woman not to speak and is to keep quiet. They're gonna hold on to the things that's keeping them in power. But they're gonna do away with the a New Testament because it's telling you, showing up that they're about a lie. It's telling on them. It is telling on them. And that's the whole idea of the the word itself, is to this book is instructions and directions. And as it instructs you and directs you, it's going to give you an opportunity to rightly divide it. When the ruach come and live in you, then it's going to make anything crooked in here straight. It's going to smear up every smear up out of your understanding from this book. But what they did is they didn't have the Holy Spirit, you see. So they decide that, okay, we're going to do away with now Paul. A lot of them got rid of Paul a while back, but most of them are going to get rid of the New Testament. So when I heard all these bunch of men talking about the New Testament is dead, it ain't true, this ain't this, it ain't this, it ain't, or it is not something we should even be considering. That's what they're saying now. Don't go into the new. It ain't something that's upright, or it ain't something that we should lean to, or it ain't something we should look into. See, I knew it. I knew it. And what is one thing about me is I'm noticing how the father or is working with me like a little baby. He really is. He know this old hen is old. And he know he been dealing with me since I was a baby, which has been 4 years old. That's how long he been talking to me. But the thing about it, I can feel him dealing with me so delicate, like a little baby. And the reason why I say that is I can just be doing anything. I can sit and be watching TV or anything, and he'll come up behind me. He'll say in a real quiet and soft voice, "Have you noticed when you said, when you spoke this here a year ago, 2 years ago, you said this. Can you see it?" It's always trying to get me to see that it's nothing came out of your mouth that has not stood firm today. And it's amazing how he tells me. He don't just jump in and say, "Duh, duh, 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 duh." It's just the way it's just like a little child. He's talking to me like a little child. This is this and this is this. Did you know this? Do you know about this, right? You know this. You know, did you see this? You see how they doing this? Didn't you just say this 6 months ago? Or, he always just keeping me updated in the spirit realm, that everything is going according to the things in which he has ministered to my spirit. That's pretty much it. Now, in Isaiah chapter 3, I'm showing you all how he's going to destroy Judah and Jerusalem men. Because you all thinking it's okay for them to talk the way they talk, act the way they act, conduct themselves the way they conduct. You can think all you want. You can turn around here and not want nobody to say nothing about me, and you can do whatever you want. When it all said and done, it's going to be what y'all say it's going to be. And if you think for 1 minute that everywhere the heathens, the Gentiles, and these Hebrew Israelites can have their word and y'all can't have his righteous word spoke, you sicker than sick. He going to say what he want to be said. Why? Because he always want to let you know, I had a ram in the bush. Y'all ain't doing nothing that I don't know about, that I didn't know about, and knew about. Meaning past tense, before heaven and earth was created. While we trying to make him be the dumb one, and we want to be the smart one. And that's how we treat this creator. But you know what? He said to me to tell you all is well. All is so well. And I believe that without a doubt. So in Isaiah chapter 3, you can see here in verse 8, it says, Jerusalem is ruined and Judah is falling because their tongue and their doing are against Yah to provoke his eyes of his glory. Let's go to verse 7. No, we're going to go to verse 6. So you all understand he's talking to the males, the men. And I'm going to show you what women are suffering today. And you're too ignorant to see it. And you're trying to put these men on the highest pedals possible because you still are one born of the flesh. And you're going to die of the flesh, following the flesh of these men. Now, in Isaiah chapter 3, it's really telling you about how these men are and what they're doing. Now listen to this. Isaiah chapter 3, verse 6. When a man shall take a hold of his brother, of his house, of his father, saying, now he's talking about all men. You see how he could say stuff and they could say stuff. The speakers can be saying something and we'll take it and we women would apply it to us. We have to know how to stand out of the way when he's trying to inform us about these men. Stop trying to take over and make it about you. It ain't about you. He knows when he's talking to these males and he knows when he's talking to females and he knows when he's talking to both of them. You got to grip that and understand that. In Isaiah chapter 3, it says, it's going to come a time when a man should take hold of his brother, of the house of his father, saying, thou hast clothing, but what? Be thy ruler, and let this reign be under thy hand. See, men are going to be taking men in their household, outside of their community, taking men and men to rule. Why? Because they don't have anything. And they see one man with something and they say, okay, when can you rule over us? Because you got something. But listen to this in verse 7. In that day, see, you got to know how to understand when it says in that day. That's a warning for you to let you know in your day. This is what's going on. Listen to what it says. In that day shall he swear, saying, I will not be an healer. For in my household is neither bread nor clothes nor clothing. Make me not a ruler of the people. See, they just want to put anybody in there to rule. And that's what the house of Israel did. That's what the tribe of Judah did. They put anybody in there. Anybody that had a little something, they put them on pedestals on these YouTubes and all these platforms. And they put them in as a cult leader. They put them as the whole Hebrew Israelite movement. It's a make-up something. It ain't even real, you guys. It never was anything sincere or righteousness in it. There wasn't never a true belief. In verse 7, in that day shall he swear, saying, I will not be a healer. That's the brothers of the men of the house, of their father's house, men of the house telling the other men, I don't want to be that. I don't want to be a healer. Listen to what he say. And I don't want to be a ruler. I have no bread nor clothing. Make me not a ruler of these people, of the people. Stop putting these men in power, women. Stop putting them on pedestals. Stop putting them above and above the Most High Yah. You've done it too late. I know it, but see, we're putting in places they ain't got no business being. And even the men are denying. They say, don't be putting me in these positions because I don't want it. I ain't got nothing. I'm not a healer. I'm not a ruler. Don't be putting me in these positions. I don't care if I'm in my father's house. You ain't going to have me to be in a position that I know that I cannot handle for these people, meaning the house of Israel and the tribe of Judah. But this is what they are doing today. We're looking at all these men taking all these positions and they just feeling good. They think they high on the hog. You know what? They're no different from Jay-Z, and Beyonce and all of them that's doing what they're doing, they are matching them side by side. One is on the left side, one is on the right. They doing what they do best. They're doing what they do best, and people are magnifying them. Okay. Now, when you get to verse 8, it says, Isaiah chapter 3 and verse 8, for Jerusalem is ruined and Judah is fallen because their tongue and their doing are against Yah to provoke the eyes of his glory. The eyes of his glory. To provoke the eyes of his glory. Of Yah's glory. Those that he has given the eyes to see. They are provoked the eyes that Yah has given those to see with, that he has given his glory to do his will. They climb on top of them, trying to belittle them so that they can get them to be where they want them to be. But if you're going to say in Revelation chapter 18, it says, Babylon has fallen, then what do you say in Isaiah chapter 3, verse 8? For Jerusalem is ruined and Judah is falling because their tongue and their doing are against Yah. What part of that y'all don't get? I like what it's saying because they're saying Judah and Jerusalem. It says Judah is falling because their tongue and their doing. So you think that the ways of these men doing is okay? You go ride with them. Ride high and ride low, baby. And then it says, and are against the Most High. And you thinking they are for the Most High. And you riding with them. High and low. All because of what you see them having. And how they are deceiving the mass. By big numbers. By great numbers. So, a lot of people don't understand that the Most High is not going to come and chastise them and discipline them in what they're doing. He's going to come to destroy them. Let's go. So, women, this is what happened to you. In that same chapter, he says, as for my people, children are their oppressors. My people, children are your oppressors. Wait a minute. Ain't the Gentiles and the heathens your oppressors? Now your children. So while you sitting here trying to pretend that your babies, your children is all that and some, I thank the Most High that his instructions and direction is solid as a rock because all of it has walked itself out. It is finished. We can make a lie out of anything that we want to. Listen to what he says in Isaiah chapter 3 and verse 12. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. Women rule over the oppressed, the children. Rule over them. Just imagine, you don't see the hell women are catching from the children? Men ain't gonna rule over them. But listen to what he said about the men. He says, oh, my people that were led, oh, my people, they which led thee, caused thee to error and destroy the way of our path. That was the men. They have all who led us. They caused. They erred and destroyed the way of the path. And if you keep on reading Isaiah 3, you can see he's talking strictly to the men. They destroyed the way of thy path. And this is why the women is left with the children. That's what it said. And women rule over them. They rule over those that are oppressed or are oppressing them. Who are that? The babies that they brought forth. Why? Because the children are the offsprings of the Father, repeating themselves. And see, y'all don't get it. And while women sitting here battling the household, trying to keep it up the best way they can, because the monsters that created the monsters was left there for the women to rule over the one that's oppressing them. It's deep, y'all. It's deep, and it's sad, and it's real. And the biggest denial is those who have jumped on the horse with Satan and with the house of Israel and the tribe of Judah, who have rolled out into the sunset thinking that this does not apply to them. So what happened? We talk about This topic in which we are on, this is the topic. This is covering that, the title of this message. When you get into Isaiah chapter 3 and you go to 25, and we're going to go to 26, and this is what it's saying is going to happen. Okay. Isaiah chapter 3, verse 25. Thy men shall fall by the sword, and thy mighty men in the war. And her gates shall lament and moan, and she being desolated shall sit upon the ground. The women. Why? You're going to moan because he's going to take these men up out of here. These wicked men are going to die. And those who think they mighty, like Pastor Dow, he think he mighty. He think he don't even understand. If the state of wherever he's at go in, they got it. You see what I'm saying? They got it. It's so many agents in the midst of him right now. He too stupid to even discern it because the Father ain't giving no spirit to discern. You want to be the God that's everybody. You want to rule these people into that which pleases their flesh. I tell you what, let me get you as full as you want to get. I'm going to let you get as full as you want to get, and then I allow them to come on in. And see, that's what he can't see, and it's a good thing he can't, because he's going to get what is entitled to him. And this is what it says in Isaiah chapter 3. Thy man. Who is thy man? He's telling the women. How you like him now. Thy men shall fall by the sword. Who is thy men? Your sons, your uncles, your brothers, your grandfathers, your fathers, your husband, and thy mighty men in the war. Because the ones that think they so tough and bad, they're going to have to die by the sword. But in the war, they're going to try to fight back, and they still going to lose. See, they still don't understand Deuteronomy 28. Deuteronomy 28 end game tells them 7 times that you're going to be destroyed at the end. They don't grip it. So being destroyed don't mean you're going to be destroyed in the spirit realm, but only in the natural. So that's why it's important to get your spirit man in leadership over your flesh. Because what is taking place, it's actually taking place now, but we're at a point where we are blind. We're walked in so much darkness. We think light is darkness. We really believe the light is darkness, and darkness is the light. So watch this here. It says that the men are going to fall by the sword, and the mighty men in the war. Now, this is where the key problem at. Not the problem, victory. I call it victory. It's verse chapter 4 of Isaiah chapter 4. Isaiah chapter 4. And in that day, 7 women shall take a hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own breads and wear our own pearls. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. The women saw a man alive. Why? Because in Isaiah 3, Yah suffered the men to die by the sword and the mighty men in the war. He's talking about Israel and Jerusalem. You got another battle to fight, bro, and you already lost. See, the instruction told you was going to lose. So let them go on and run with the flesh of man. To run in the war with the flesh of man. The run in the ideal of the flesh of man. The ways of the flesh of man. You're going to lose your lives. And the reason why the women in Isaiah 3 verses 4, 7 women, it's telling the women, wake up. It's telling you that Yah is not going to do away with you. So you really are going to be the number that's going to be taken out of here over to the promised land. You're not going to be done away with. He told you up at the top, Isaiah chapter 3, verse 25, thy men shall die. He didn't say you, woman. You see? But you're going to moan, you're going to cry, because these men, guess what? These men came out of a woman's womb. You see? So she can't help but moan and cry and hurt. Okay, so when you get to the next chapter, it says, and in that day, 7 women shall take a hold of one man. That one man that's going to survive Isaiah 3 and 25 Yah has sealed him as holy. Holy. The daughters that are saying that they are take a hold of one man, it's not sexual, it's not marriage, it's not talking that. The women are saying, we want to be called by that name in which the Most High has given you after all this turmoil. Holy is the name we want to be called to take away our reapproach, because holy is the name that can take away their reapproach. It's not the flesh of a man that she's talking about, they're talking about. The Father want me to let you know, women, wake up. 7 women is to 1 man is showing you that the Father is going to do away with the men. So while we're sitting and we see these men ruling and building and selling and marrying and having a good time in they heaven on earth in their mindset, they're going to be destroyed. And all of those that are preparing for war, hold up. You're going to get an opportunity to fight in it. Not only are you going to get an opportunity to fight in the war, you're going to get an opportunity to die in it. And that's saying, this is now, these are the things that they won't teach and preach, because they don't want nobody to go nowhere near that which tells them who they are, wicked and evil. So they stay away from it all and only teach you that which they want to control you by and with. So when you see in here, and as you read chapter 4 of Isaiah, you'll see where the Father began to call the daughters of Zion holy. Now you go drop down to verse 3. Isaiah chapter 4 and verse 3. When you drop down to Isaiah chapter 4, verse 3, it says, and it shall come to pass that he that is left in Zion and he that remaineth in Jerusalem shall be called holy. So that name that the women saying that they want to be called, like unto that one man, and that was holy, Yah. That's the only thing that can take away their reapproach, not the flesh of a man. You see? And Yah branded them under holiness. Why? Because he purged the daughters of Zion with burning. Yah purged us and then called us holy. So the men are, let them do as they please. Don't get on the back of their horse and ride in with them. Don't think that they are teaching and preaching in a way that leads to any type of righteousness, that leads to any type of belief in the Most High Yah, or that leads to any type of light, nor spirit and truth. I found something that was really, not only was it kind of sad, it was overwhelming, because I realized they have no sense or desire to embrace the Father's power. They don't want to play no part in the power, because they like their power. They like their authority. They like their right. They like the way they do things and have things in order. They don't want no part. They don't want Yah's power in the midst of them, around them, about them. They want to rule this way of life in their flesh. And Yah said, go for what you know. But no, you're going to die. So a lot of these men that's in these, now I'm going to say a lot, 99.9 in the camps, 99 on these church forums, in these churches, in these groups, camps, and in all these IC, CU, CCD, and all this mess. They're dying. These men are going to lose their lives. And believe it or not, there's a reason why the white supremacists, the skinhead, and the KK has been low for a reason. And when they come out, the first thing they coming out is for he that say that we are the children of the Most High Yah, the house of Israel, and the tribe of Judah. But they coming for the men. And women, if you want to step in and party with them, you go right ahead, lose your life. Because you know what? A lot of things that you're doing is already dead to eternal life. Because you headed straight to the broad gate along with those who showed you the way and did not find your way to what was spirit and truth or the light. So I, Sister Deborah, say to you all, a lot of them are out trying to debate and battle the book, and the book is not the word. It is inspired by the finger of the Most High. And what he says out of his mouth, he will give us information out of this book of what he have said out of his mouth or what the Messiah have said. But it's not to the point where we live what the sinful man has lived. No, he never told us to mimic these sinful men in the Bible. I don't care if they were men out of Yah's own heart. That's between them and Yah. Yah didn't tell us to get behind them and live life the way that they live life. That's a lie from the pit of hell. And don't let no one ever tell you, ever tell you that the pleasure of the flesh is the will of the Father. When he said, what is born of the flesh is of the flesh. What is born of the spirit is of the spirit. The Father is a spirit. He has nothing to do with your pleasures, your ideal, your willpower in the flesh, your will desire in the flesh. That has nothing to do with the Most High Yah. But I tell you one thing it does, it fights against the Father. It fights totally against the Father. So I, Sister Deborah, hope that you got something out. It was good. I appreciate each and every last one of you all tuning in, and it was good that you all tuned in this Sabbath morning, and I appreciate you. But learn in spirit and truth, meaning learn with the light on, not the light off. Sit before the Most High with the light on, not the light off. Okay, and let Him deal with you from the inside out, where the Spirit worketh all things. So I, Sister Deborah, say I appreciate you all, and hope that you have a pleasant. I know that you will Sabbath day. Shalom and shalom. I'm trying. I'm trying.